Hello! So I'm going to jump on and show you how to make, making some tzatziki with some homemade Greek yogurt. Now I asked you guys, I thought this one was very, very simple, but you guys wanted to see this. So I really hope you find it helpful. Please make sure you let me know what you think, because it really helps me know what type of videos you are finding helpful and what you... Sorry guys, my feed seems to be cutting out a lot, so I'm hoping you can hear me. Make sure you comment so I know that you're there and you can hear me properly. So I'm making tzatziki, which is this one here in the Mazet cookbook. I'm going to make it with my homemade Greek yogurt, which I'll show you. I've used, let me just find this recipe, this Greek yogurt, which is the traditional Greek yogurt. It doesn't use the powder, because I just find it better. But let me start making the tzatziki, and I'll talk about the yogurt that I use in a minute so I can show you that. So what I'm going to start by doing is chopping up some cucumbers. I've peeled them, you don't have to, it's just a habit because I've got kids that always make me peel them. So I'm just going to put them into the bowl, and then I'm going to chop that up for a few seconds. Very easy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain the cucumber. So you can see it's nice and chopped. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into a little, mine's like a little net, but you can use like a little bag or something. Let me see if I can move this over here and show you what I'm doing. So I've just got like a bag like this. I think it's a hairnet, really, doing a real Greek style here. But you can use a nut milk bag or a mesh cloth or anything you like. It's just to strain the cucumber, because if you don't, your tzatziki is going to be very watery. So I'm just going to pop it all in here. And then I'm just going to squeeze it out so that I can get all the water out of the cucumber. Let me get all that cucumber out. And so I'll just show you this. Just get a bag that's strong enough, and see when you squeeze it, all that juice, you have to just get all that juice out. So just keep squeezing until you get all that water out, because that's the key to make your tzatziki thick enough and not watery. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going on with the steps and leave this just for a minute or two, and then I'll do a quick squeeze again before I put it into the tzatziki, because it'll keep bringing out the rest of the water. So you can see it's let go of a lot of water. And the other thing is, I didn't show you, is it's really important to use the cucumbers that don't have the big seeds in the middle. Otherwise, they'll be hard to chop when you're using them in your tzatziki, and it won't turn out as nice. So I like to use the really thin Lebanese cucumbers. They turn out even better. So try that one. I'm going to move you back over here, and I'm going to just change my bowl. Just dry my hands. Swap bowls. Alright, so I'm just using a bit of garlic. I'm just using a small one because my kids eat this tzatziki and they don't like too much garlic in it. I like the raw garlic. And then just chop that up. Get my spatula. And then just scrape down the sides so that the garlic's not all over the sides. And then we're just going to add the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to add in my my yogurt. Now I want to show you my yogurt. This is how I've set it in the fridge, like really not complicated. You might do it differently. This is just how I do it because it's what I had. There's heaps of different ways you could do this. So I just covered it with this thing so that it doesn't form a, you know, like a thick coat or anything. And then I've got it in a strainer, and you can see in the bowl, let me just tip it a little bit without spilling it everywhere. Need more hands. Let me tip this here. So you can see in the bowl, that's the whey. So this has been in the fridge overnight, and it's just, the reason why you do that is to get rid of that watery stuff and make the yogurt even thicker. You don't have to throw this out. You can use it to like activate your nuts. You can use it to activate even your, put it on some vegetables beforehand, put it in a smoothie. There's heaps of things that you can do with that. You don't have to chuck it out, but it's just, we're using it to do, we have to do this step so that the tzatziki can be really thick. Otherwise it will be a little bit watery and the yogurt won't be as thick and beautiful. So let me show you this. So you can see how thick that is. Like it doesn't even come off the spoon. Like how nice is that? So this is the yogurt that I showed you before from the Mazet cookbook. It's the first one without the powder. I prefer it. The other trick that I've learned over time is I used to ferment it for 15 hours, but now I leave it for about 24 hours because all the sugar gets eaten up at that time and it just turns out so much better and it's actually a lot better for your health. So I'm going to throw in that yogurt into my Thermomix. How much am I throwing in? I'm going to put in 200 grams. You can see how beautiful and thick it is. And it just makes your tzatziki so much better when you have this beautiful thick yogurt. Just that one extra step really makes a big difference. You can make more as well. You can make a double batch if you want. Okay, I'm just going to set that aside. And then I'm going to re-squeeze out my cucumbers that I showed you before. Let me just move you back over here. So you can see I let it sit for a couple of minutes and then I'll squeeze it out again just to make sure there's nothing else left in there, because the more you can get out now, the thicker it will be later. And the less that the yogurt and the cucumber will release while you put your tzatziki in the fridge. So give it a good squeeze. If your hands aren't strong enough, get the hubby to do it. I think my hands are used to doing it myself. Let me move this back over here. Bit of juggling today. Okay, now so I'm just going to pour the those little bits and pieces of the tzatziki into the bowl without trying to spill it everywhere, which I'm really good at. Let me move this back over. And then all we're going to do is add a little bit of salt, a little bit of vinegar. It doesn't really matter what type of vinegar. I'm using apple cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar, whatever vinegar you have. Just a little bit, just gives that little zing at the end. And then just mix it a little bit. And then that's pretty much your tzatziki done. Very easy. Hopefully it was still helpful to you. Maybe I've given you a few tips through the video that you might have found helpful. I'd love to make sure that you let me know in the comments so I know that these sort of videos are helpful to you, and what you liked about it, and maybe some other videos you might like to see. Let me show you the end product. So it's pretty much done. I'll just scrape that down, put it into a container, and then store it in the fridge. Beautiful, thick, beautiful tzatziki. Let me see if I can get some out so I can show you the end sort of thing. So you can see that. Look how nice is it? Like you don't have to go buy it. You can just make it. It's so easy. So that recipe is in the Mazet cookbook. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for jumping online, and I can't wait to hear what you think about this recipe. See you later. Bye.